So it was the Grammys yesterday. Might have to cut because I'm looking for a fuck to give, and it seems I don't have any. Doesn't this feel inorganic to you, how hard they try to make you care about the Grammys, and you just don't care? You're a normal person going throughout your normal life, and they're shouting from the rooftops, "Hey, the Grammys, did you hear? Trevor Noah's gay." No one gives a shit. Why are they trying to make us care about this shit? They're trying to make us care because the people at the Grammys have sold their souls. That's why. They are the Matrix. They are the propaganda arm. They are the devil worshippers. They're the bad ones. So they need us to idolize them so they can control us. That's why they try very hard to make you care about the thing you don't care about, called the fucking Grammys. Nobody gives a shit. Even worse, most of the people at this Grammy Awards show, I have no idea who the fuck they even are. These celebrities exist inside of this Matrix bubble, and they have the Matrix around them, and everyone props them up so they think they're famous. But out here in the real world, nobody even fucking knows these people. If you were to scan the Grammy crowd and say, "Who can you name?" I would be like, Beyonce, yeah, I know Beyonce is, yeah. Jay-Z, okay, yeah. Oh, the guy with the castle on his head. Most of these people are basically unknowns at this point. That's how far the traditional celebrity has fallen from grace. I'm more famous than all of them. Usually gravitate.
What about their treatment of women? I mean, only tonight they have banned any women from going to university.
Fantastic. Let's get the feminists to go and teach them a lesson. The feminists are so tough, and they stand up and say they can do anything a man can do. Let's arm them up and send them to Afghanistan. I'm sure they'll fix it.
No, but it's not. It's a serious matter, isn't it? That women don't get the education they deserve.
And that's a very serious answer. If women are just as capable as men in terms of combat, like feminists pretend they are, they can go over there and they can deal with the Taliban.
A lot of women do go to combat.
Oh, exactly. So they can go deal with the Taliban. It's nothing to do with me. They can stand up and fight for their own rights.
Surely you wouldn't defend the Taliban banning women from university.
It's saying it's nothing to do with me, Pierce. It's absolutely nothing to do with me.
What about the Afghan women?
It's nothing to do with me on any level.
You don't have a view?
I have a view. My view is that people naturally gravitate towards law and order. And if you didn't have the Taliban, you'd have different warlords operating in lawlessness. And there would be no way to prevent your store or your market stall getting completely robbed by someone with an AK-47. And people are going to gravitate towards a form of law and order. America left. They left the power vacuum, and the power vacuum is now full.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
Okay. Well,
but I do think the banning of women from university in Afghanistan is utterly horrific.
And I think the feminists are going to arm themselves. They're going to show us that they can do anything a man can do. They're going to go over there to combat, and they're going to teach Taliban a lesson.
Why can't you just say on that, you know what, it's completely wrong?
Because it's not my point. I don't understand.
But it makes me think. It'll make your critics think that you don't think it's wrong.
They could ban all men. They could ban all short people.
But they're not. They're only banning women.
Correct. They could ban all short people. They could ban all people with long hair. And none of it's anything to do with me. So they can do whatever they want. I'm not going to go to war with the Taliban.
But you've just literally spent an impassioned first segment comparing the way, for example, Dubai handles law and order to this country.
Correct.
So you do express views about different laws.
Absolutely. Both places.
So when I put to you a law that basically bans women from being educated, it's not, why is it a problem for you to say, you know what, it's wrong?
They're both places I've resided in, Dubai and London, so I have personal experience. I can give my personal opinion, but like I said, it has absolutely nothing to do with me with what the Taliban decide to do inside of Afghanistan. And if they decide that's the most prudent way to run their society, then we have two choices. We can either go over there and start another war that we shouldn't be involved in and waste a bunch of life, or we can sit and say, it's up to them. They should govern themselves. They're people. We're no better than them. And they've decided to live their lives a particular way, and that's how they're going to live it. Like I said, if feminists are very upset and they're very disgusted by the fact that in Afghanistan, women cannot go to school, I've been told repeatedly by feminists that they're just as capable as men in all realms, and I expect them to arm themselves and fly over to Afghanistan and fix it.
Like a lot of women have done in combat.
Good. Congratulations. Go fight. Well, this is the thing that's very interesting. Because when you talk about ideas, it's not even just about Afghanistan and feminism. You talk about ideas, they must all be defended at some point. There has to come down to violence. The world is backed by violence. Nobody wants to talk about this. It doesn't matter what it is. If you have a disagreement between two parties, eventually if the disagreement continues, it ends up in violence. Feminism is defended by men. Men stand up and defend feminism, not feminists themselves, because they go, but what if the person stealing is trying to feed their family and if they don't, their family are going to die? Is it still wrong? You're trying to take a very nuanced and complicated argument and reduce it down to one sentence, which is failure.
You're trying to equate stealing with a mob of terrorists breaking over a border, going to peaceful...
Is that what Israel did?
Wait a minute.
A mob of terrorists breaking over a border.
Let me finish.
And killing people. Is that what Israel did?
Going through a border on October the 7th.
Oh, October the 7th.
Massacring young people at a festival, massacring families in their homes in a kibbutz, setting fire to them, cutting their heads off, killing babies.
Oh, killing 40 babies. That was true.
Well, fine.
Were the babies vaccinated?
Why are you being flippant?
I'm not being flippant. The point I am making...
I find that funny.
No, but the point I am making is that the media lies, firstly. Secondly... I
can ask you about different things at the same time, right?
People who train every day don't want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They are something else. Motivation is the wrong word. They are not motivated. They are disciplined.
Andrew, are there ever days where you don't feel like working out or you don't feel like doing work?
Every fucking day, I don't feel like doing things that I still do. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing?
What?
You end up sitting around with a belly, drinking soya fucking latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. I will only drink water. I will watch Tate speech. Go to CobraTate.com, join HU. I will stop being a loser. I will follow the word of Tate.
I have a question.
That's what you need to do.
Can I get
Whether it's hard. No, this is my stream. I'm talking.
Okay.
You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing.
Okay.
That's the difference between a man and a fucking child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to fucking do. The men on the Titanic didn't feel like dying that day. It's your duty. Okay. It is your duty to not be a fat piece of shit. Okay. But you fucking it up because of a lack of motivation.
Nah, bro, what the fuck? You're dead serious.
Am I laughing?
No.
Do you see any dice? Do you see any dice?
No.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because this isn't a fucking game, young man. I'm deadly fucking serious. If you were my son, I would walk into your bedroom and beat the living fuck out of you.
What?
But luckily,
in GTA, right?
I'm gonna fuck you up at that as well. But in the real world, you need some real lessons, young man.
Anyways,
you need to fix that. Next time we do the stream, I want to see a 6-pack.
Okay, I promise, Andrew. Okay, so
what happened? I was at dinner. I sat at a table with a full-grown man at dinner. Full-grown man. He looked normal, looked like a normal dude. And we're going through the menu. What do we want to eat? What do we want to eat? Steak, veal, going through the menu. And he sits there and he says, I think I'll try the sushi. There's no power in sushi. The whole point of food and water, or food and liquids, are the only things you put in your body. Unless you're a fucking freak and you're sticking things places they shouldn't go. Food and water is all you put in your body, and the idea is that you derive power from it. Look at this power. This comes from the food I eat. You're telling me you're gonna get power from sushi, a little piece of floppy fish, some rice in a circle? Fuck is wrong with you? What kind of full-grown adult deliberately, not on accident, deliberately eats sushi? I caught my brother ordering sushi to the house. What the fuck is wrong with people? There's no power in sushi. Now, I say this to people, and they go, what's your problem with sushi? I just told you, you little bitch, there's no power inside. You're eating food for power. There's no power in sushi. How do you know? Firstly, I am Andrew Tate, Lord of all beasts of the land and fishes in the sea. I know everything. What I say is gospel. So firstly, the fact I said it makes it true. If sushi was the most powerful food in the world, which it never was, the second I said it had no power, it instantly had no power. I speak things into existence. Imagine you were to get 100 people at random from all over the world. 100 people at random who last had sushi for dinner, and 100 people at random who last had T-bone steaks for dinner. And you got these 200 people, 100 on each side, and they had a fight in the middle to the death. Who the fuck you think's gonna win? A whole bunch of hippie liberal California losers and their sushi, or a whole bunch of cowboys and heroes with their big ass steaks? Who's gonna win that fight? The steak eaters are gonna win. The reason the steak eaters are gonna win is because people who have power inside of them and want power eat steak. If you eat sushi on purpose, if you deliberately order sushi, you're a pussy.
And I guarantee any girl who's watching you eat it thinks you're a pussy. You go on a date with a chick. Oh, I'll have the sushi, please. Get the little chopsticks out. Dipping it in the sauce. Fuck is wrong with you?